Just.
And we are Financially Lit. Welcome everybody to episode 1. I am Damo.
I'm Coop.
I'm Just.
And we Financially Lit. So, I guess y'all wondering, what is Financially Lit? Who are we? Why are we here? We are here to give you guys an overview of our journey in financial literacy. We want to reach out to those in our age bracket, maybe outside of our age bracket, but however you get the information and however you utilize it, we just want to give you those tools and resources that we've gained to reach you guys.
And our mission is to gather information for those that don't have the time or the resources to learn what we're teaching. What we're teaching is basically to show people how to get financially free. Like, we don't know all the tools, but we getting there. So we basically just want to gather all the information for you to come here and learn it without having to do the research. And if you got questions, let us know. We'll answer it. If we don't know, we will let you know. We'll get back to you. We'll learn it.
Just click, comment, subscribe at the end of this video. Yes, we are still learning in this process. So if you got any questions, comments, just click away, let us know.
It's all about money management. It's all about making money, not just making money, but allowing our money to work for us at the same time.
Yeah.
So we are going off of, we giving y'all video content off of books that we read, off of articles we read, off of videos, seminars, stuff like that, and we're taking it from our perspective, and then we're allowing it to reach out to people of a younger audience such as ourselves.
In the first episode, we'll be going over Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, chapters 1 and 2. We'll give you our outlook on it, feedback if you want. Comment, subscribe, like we said.
So the first chapter discusses the topic.
The rich don't work for money.
And the rich don't work for money. I loved that first chapter. It kind of gave us like a blueprint of Rob and his best friend Mike, as well as the overview of their dads. Mike obviously had the rich dad. Rob had the poor dad.
Mm-hmm.
Rob was more of that kid that he wanted to be rich. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in a poor environment.
Mm-hmm.
His dad is a teacher, so he knows stuff, but they not rich. So he like, how you know stuff and we not rich. So
basically, it shows you both sides. He can pick or choose whichever one he wants. So that's what it basically tells you in the first chapter and which way he goes. Which way he's leaning more towards.
Because I feel like we all have a little rich dad and we all have a little poor dad. It's all about learning and growing to become more of a rich dad, though.
Yeah, I found it kind of funny in the first two chapters actually, how Rob was so adamant about getting that information from Rich Dad, and Rich Dad was kind of like giving them the runaround in a sense, but not really. He had so much ambition, and he was like to the point where he was getting so fed up, like with his time and his effort, and him not getting as much money, but
Rich Dad wanted him to feel that. He wanted him to go through that because that's what he don't want you to do.
Exactly.
He wants you to be where the rich dad was in that position. Where you got people waiting and all that stuff. But he didn't want him being the waiter, basically, like waiting in a waiting room that long and all that. He didn't want him to. He wanted him to feel that, so he didn't have to go through it. So he wanted to be out of the rat race.
Right.
And really, he wanted money for what? Comic books.
Comic books.
And then.
Where did he start? The laundry. It was
Robert Kiyosaki said he was making like fake nickels or something.
In
the driveway. His dad pulled up and he was like, "What are you doing?" That's like counterfeit, basically.
Yeah. And then he had a profound thing for comic books that, in working for a rich dad, him being so frustrated, kind of sparked a light bulb in him with the comic books that was in the store, because they were just throwing the comic books out. Then he got to thinking like,
he was reselling them.
Let me resell them. He opened up a whole comic store as he wasn't even a teen, he was a child, making money. So I think in a sense, like, Rich Dad kind of pulled that out of them, like by being so hard on them at the same time too, like,
because life is hard on you though.
He even offered, like, y'all want to be rich so bad, I'll give y'all $50 right now. Y'all want the $50? No, we don't want that $50. We just gonna get that information. You know what I'm saying? But
they kept going over to his house, didn't they?
Yeah,
for the meetings, but he had them working at like a little carryout, basically.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I think they worked for free at first, and he was like, "I'll offer you like
for free,
$1 an hour or something like
real
that."
small.
Yeah. So like after reading chapter 1, I reflected on whether for me personally, am I more of the rich dad or am I more of the poor dad? Now, obviously, I'm not a dad, so don't take it literal.
Right.
Like when you read the book, it's not about being a dad. It's about the mindset of having that mentality of a rich or a poor mentality. So I would say my mentality is more like rich. Like I want to have investments. I want to have something to pass down to my kids, but I hesitate a lot in situations which allow me to have that poor mentality too, because of risk, because of security, because you don't want to go broke. But sometimes you got to just take that leap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of the times we're scared to take those risks and chances because of failure. The failure can be the biggest. It could be a setback, but it could be the biggest comeback too.
Yeah.
In a way,
because we let the fear of failure stop us, where we actually need to let that motivate us. And we also need to take that fear and like replace it with desire. Like you need to burn a desire with everything. So you need to, when you got an idea, you need to like take action. You got a plan, you need to take action.
Think of it like this: riding a bike. You ride a bike, you might fall down. You get back up, ride again.
Yeah.
You got to keep trying.
You got to just keep trying. Yeah. In the midst of fear and being scared, it's an opportunity in it. So it's okay to have that fear and that you know what I'm saying, but don't let that overshadow the opportunity that's being placed at hand.
Right.
I think a lot of times we sit on our stuff, like we sit on ideas, and then we get frustrated later on when somebody come up with the idea. Like
that's because when you get an opportunity, you need to take action. It's all about action.
Or you're gonna lose
because the opportunity ain't gonna wait. It's gonna go to the next person. So when it hits your mind, when you get that spark, you need to take action. It's all about action. It's all about risk. You need to take risks.
And on the outside note, even with talent, if you got a talent, use it. Don't let it go by you. You know, a lot of people told me that, but we'll get onto that later.
Yeah. So growing up, was it more like, was your parents more like the rich dad or more of like the poor dad?
Well, looking at it, when I was growing up, I looked at it as everything was fine and dandy. I seen them go from house to house to house and accumulate multiple things and grow. But now, after reading this book, I look at it more as the poor mentality. For instance, a lot of people say this phrase, middle class is actually the poor class, because say you walk into a middle class person's house, look at their fridge, it might be scarce. Go into a poor person's house, fridge might be full, it might have an abundance of things that middle class should have. Middle class, to me, works hard, but they struggle more.
Because they're trying to keep up with a different image than what they're actually at.
The
That's a lot of our problems, that we try to keep up with images that we not at yet.
Right.
Everything takes steps, everything is levels.
Or stay above water.
If you take time on your level, learn everything you gotta learn everything about yourself. That's where it starts too, is yourself. Learn yourself first. Because if you don't know yourself, then you don't know where you really need to be or where you're really going. You gotta learn yourself. It all starts with yourself. Don't go through life trying to impress other people. Impress yourself. Do something where you even look back at it and was like, wow, I really did that. Like you have to think like that. You gotta. It's all about mindset and it's all about habits. You gotta have the right mindset. You gotta have the right habits. And anything can be learned in a week. You start a habit in a week and you will be doing it every day. I promise you, you will.
Well, not to point you wrong, but a habit does take 21 days.
It take a week. Literally,
a week?
It take like you
excuse
can do
me.
something for a constant 3 days, and you will literally be doing it.
What?
It don't take 21 days.
I didn't know. I did not know. I'm sorry.
Just like him, you learn something every day.
But we're learning in the process, and we're there for each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we not kicking each other down for how we feel. You know what I'm saying? We just, I see where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at it this way. You feel me? So I like that we do this as a group. You know what I'm saying? I like that I can revert back to people that are my age. Well, I'm a little older than y'all, but I can revert back to people my age. Sometimes, I mean, I can go to my mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? And growing up in my household, we was middle class, but my dad was like, it was smart. And we like, I'm cheap, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want the honeycombs, man.
And see, my dad was like, we was middle class too growing up. But my dad was the type like, oh, I'm gonna go out and buy this. I'm gonna go out and buy this. Like, we had big houses, we had cars.
Yeah.
But now after reading the book, I realized like it's not all about that. If you're middle class making that type of money, you need to do investments. Instead of buying cars, you should have been buying properties. Yeah. You know, instead of moving around so much, we should have sat somewhere cheaper to be able to invest in properties to where we could buy a bigger house and not have to worry about the payments or nothing because the investments were paying for that. Yeah. And that's where like the assets come in at. Yeah.
I would
it's all
say
about assets. It was too many liabilities.
Yeah.
We need assets.
Yeah. And
more assets.
To add to that, I think my parents set a great foundation for me because, you know, with being in the middle class and my parents didn't buy us the lavish stuff, you know what I'm saying? We get stuff, but we didn't get like, if it was over a certain limit, my dad was like, that's unnecessary, you know what I'm saying? But I also seen my parents buying houses and renting them out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I seen that real estate aspect of it too, and I'm like, dang, like, they kept recruiting, like, you know what I'm saying? Then they had money to instill, to put into our education. Like, we went to great schools, we degreed up, you know what I'm saying? So, I would say my parents instilled a lot of great financial qualities in us, but it was still some stuff that you just don't take in when they tell you, you know what I'm saying? Until you get older.
Because
so,
as kids, you don't want to hear about financial literacy as kids.
I want the Jordans.
We don't care about how money make money. We want to buy the finer things. We don't care about the smart part of it. But
you know, another thing, if you're in school watching this, they don't teach you about none of this in school.
None of this. None of this. So it's good it's good, especially at however young you are, you know what I'm saying? It's good to just instill that in you at an early age. If you have children, teach them about it. Like, you just got to teach them what it is, the importance behind the power of a dollar. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to go out there and work for your money. Like, I've been probably working since I was like 14, like working at floral shops and all types of stuff. But whatever I needed, I was able to get for myself. I didn't start learning till I got older on how to invest back into myself. Now I have other things going on to where I'm putting money into my other businesses and into stocks and into stuff like that. But I mean, I had to learn it for myself. Like, my parents was telling me about credit and all that stuff, but I was just like, if I ain't got the money, I ain't even about to get no credit card. I ain't about to put nothing in my name. I just rather just buy it outright. And in some aspects, that's okay, depending on what you're trying to do with that. You know what I'm saying? But you need that credit.
Hold on. Start back up.
And action.
But yeah, you need that credit for sure. Credit plays a big part because you can do a lot with credit, but you should depend on putting your money where it matters.
Right.
That's where it plays a big part.
He said you can do a lot with credit, not to cut you off. He said that you can do a lot with credit. You also can do a lot with debt. Yeah. I didn't realize that until I read this book. Mm-hmm. And it kind of was funny to me because I used to have a lot of debt. I ended up getting rid of it, but when I look back at it, I could have done a lot with the debt I had because that's actually money, but you don't see it, you can't touch it. You can do things with it. And I never looked at it like that. Yeah. But this book right here opened my eyes to that. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
No, that opened my eyes up to a lot of. This book literally just put my whole mind in a whole different perspective.
Good book.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But yeah.
So we want to talk about chapter 2 now?
Yeah, we can. Yeah. We can get into that. Chapter 2 is why do we teach financial literacy?
Yeah.
So the importance behind it, I mean, like we said before, it's important to know the power in the dollar, and it's important to be financially free. That's the main goal, is just to be financially free.
Yeah.
It's important to know your options, though. I mean, the reason a lot of people don't take that step is because they don't know anything, or they just so comfortable with working a 9 to 5 because it pays the bills and it buys your little fancy shoes and clothes and all that. But
take care of family.
Life bigger than that. Financial freedom is bigger than that. You buy your clothes and still got money put up. 9 to 5 you buy clothes, shoes, and all that, and now you living paycheck to paycheck. But
exactly.
life is way bigger than that.
Yeah.
Always remember to pay yourself first.
Pay yourself
And
first.
paying yourself first, we ain't saying go splurge.
Yeah.
Like, no, pay yourself first.
I used to think like that.
Yeah, me too. Like, I used to think like that too. I used to go out and just buy clothes, like spend half my check on clothes and stuff.
Or not to cut you off, pay yourself first, or even just saving. Sometimes it's bad to save. Rather just invest it.
Invest it.
Rather than save.
And don't
saving can hurt you.
Don't take pay yourself first as in like go and buy like all this and that. But and don't take it as putting it up to save. Pay yourself first is investing. You gotta invest. You got to make money. It's sitting in the bank. They say a penny saved is just a penny. A penny invested is $1.
It's $1, exactly.
So keep it moving, make it work.
Have some money just chilling in a whole account for like a year and go back and only like 30, 40 cents that's added to the account. Like you could have put that money into a stock or a business, and then a year later seeing how that money just overflowed. You know what I'm saying? That your cash flow just surplused. But I mean, a lot of people don't look at it like that. They feel like just putting some money in the side in the bank. I mean, it's cool.
It'll make money.
It don't make as much money.
It don't make as much.
It don't make as much. So sometimes, I mean, it comes with risk and stuff like that. But
that's everything that we just talked about is the poor dad way that we talked about. Save your money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the poor dad way. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you might get so old, you be like, oh, well, this is my money. I saved it. Now I'm gonna spend it. You still ain't investing it.
Right.
So think like the rich dad.
So like after reading about why we teach financial literacy, I got to like thinking about. So are we being rich to be rich and buy lavish things, keep up with the image of being rich? Or are we being rich for generational wealth to pass down to our kids? Or I mean, like, we out here trying to make our money. That's what we do. We go to work. Some of us, we go to work. Some of us put our money into other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, why are we doing it?
Right.
For me, I like you said earlier in the video, it's about the legacy and having something to give, going down to your generations to come. I mean, for me, for my family, we don't have generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? We have some people in our family that do have some money. But as far as like, do we have our own store? No. Do we have our own car dealership? No. We don't have our own when it comes to something like that. And that's something that I want to have for my family, is a business, something that I could pass down. And like my parents started it with us with the real estate. I mean, if anything happens, that comes to my sisters, you know what I'm saying? And it just get passed down. So,
you know, another thing I thought of, family, it can be your worst enemy sometimes. Don't be scared to branch out. You know, I might be sitting here with these two.
We ain't family.
We not even family.
But we partners.
Right.
Partners, for
right.
sure.
And I read in this book and watched a couple of different videos, and sometimes you might meet a good person, but when it comes to a business side, they don't fit the criteria.
Yeah.
Every mind don't see the same thing.
Every mind don't see the same thing, exactly. Yeah. But
you're still a good person.
Yeah.
But not on the business aspect or
exactly.
or on the level you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, I think that's something that you kind of see before getting into that too. Like you know a person's person.
But that man is talking about jumping into partnerships too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta get to know the person. That man is talking about jumping into partnerships too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta get to know the person before you actually do business with them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people not business oriented. They don't know the steps. They don't know what to do.
And you gotta look out for those that just in it just for the money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Watch out for them. Yeah.
Watch out for them, because it's not. I always say, chase the passion, not the check.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know who's in it for their passion. You know who in it just to make a quick buck. You know what I'm saying?
They say if you wouldn't do it for free, then it's not really in you. It's not really what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, obviously we gotta get money. Because in this day and age, we gotta have money.
And that's what you need
That's
to
how
live.
the world run.
But you gotta understand too, in business, there's times when you just don't make money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can't quit.
You got your ups and downs.
You got
like
your ups and
anything.
downs.
Yeah.
You can sit at home and have ups and downs.
Yep.
I'd rather take a risk with mine though.
Yeah, yes sir. I like that. And then like with us, like this just didn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
we've been talking about this for months.
For months, like we've been, you know what I'm saying? But
planning it all out.
And it's literally just started from us just reading books and then us meeting weekly and just talking about it, discussing it, and trying to make each other better financially, you know what I'm saying, and building our mentality and stuff like that, educating ourselves. Like, you don't, and it got to the point where we didn't want to hold that information just to us. You know what I'm saying? We want to give that information to you guys, you know what I'm saying?
For free.
You know what I'm saying?
For free.
And what works for me might not work for you. What works for him might work for you. What works for him might work for you. But at least you see 3 different perspectives. At least you see 3 different dynamics.
And everybody got different paths in life.
Yep.
I mean, don't take my advice and jump into what I do. I mean, take my advice and learn from it, and then put that toward what you want to do in life. I mean, what I do is different from what he do. It's different from what she do. We all do different things, but we all can take this information and put it where we need to put it.
This is
for our
literally
own.
what brings us together. Because we all do, like, literally outside of this, we all do things differently.
Yeah.
He's a construction worker, you know what I'm saying? He in real estate. I'm an engineer. I got my side stuff going on too.
That's a great combo.
It's a great combination, you know what I'm saying? And we literally build each other up, you know what I'm saying? There's days where we, you know what I'm saying, we ain't feeling it. And that's what we got each other for, to remind us why we doing this, because it do get hard, you know what I'm saying? Nothing happens overnight.
Entrepreneurship is one of the hardest things you can achieve, and you can, I mean, it's worth it, but it take a lot of time, and nothing happen overnight. I mean, we might go days where we don't make nothing, but we might go days where we up.
That's where you learn.
That's where you learn. The days we make nothing, and we learn what not to do.
Yeah. And just, I mean, in a sense too, financial freedom takes time too, because you got to break habits. You know what I'm saying? That was my first step in doing this. I had to break a lot of habits. Like, I had to not, well, I don't go out, but I had to stop just buying unnecessary stuff. Like, you know, just
unnecessary spending, procrastination. That's my procrastination is my biggest thing. Sometimes I get lazy. We all do, but like, I got to get out of that habit of just sitting down and not working towards something. But I'm getting better with it. We all are. We all got our mistakes.
Put something to the side and invest in yourself. Even if it's just your, like, time is an investment. So you listening and watching us, this is invested time. You know, you put into yourself. So
and another thing, you gotta be disciplined.
Very disciplined.
You gotta be disciplined, dedicated, and you have to be just gotta be able to put the time in. If you want to learn or you want to know something, you'll get on there and click, get on the internet, do your research. You just gotta be disciplined to me. I think that's a good word to use, discipline.
So what's something that like that you got out of chapter 2, or something that like you had to reflect on?
What I got out of chapter 2? What I got out of chapter 2 is, what can I do to make my money make money? And basically, I came to the conclusion. I don't want to put my foot on it yet, but I came to the conclusion that I'm a construction worker, like she said. I like land. I might see an opportunity here or here or here or here, and I might be all over the map. Just think of a map, different spots. I might be all over the place. I just want to make my money make money. I really don't have, my passion is to work, but I want to work and have some on the side.
Exactly.
So
ain't nothing wrong with working. I mean, your job is your first investor.
And don't get it twisted in us saying like the 9 to 5. Like I have a 9 to 5. I love my job, but I take from my job and I invest back into myself. So that's like taking that step, you know what I'm saying, towards something, because you still have to fund yourself. You still have to fund your whatever you have going on the side. So and that's where my job come into play, and I love what I do. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's why we are different, because I'm not a 9-to-5 person.
Exactly.
I mean, I like to get everything out the mud. I like to do it how I gotta do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all got entrepreneur in us, but I feel like I don't know. I just like to get it out the mud.
I like to work, so if I got all these juggles over here that's making me money, if it makes enough revenue, I quit.
There you go. Exactly. Like there you go. There you go.
But you want to quit when your monthly income is higher
It's
than
higher
your
than
expenses.
expenses.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where the statements come in. But
Yeah.
I mean, you making 1,000, 2,000 over what you spend in a month
Yeah.
off of investments, assets.
Yeah.
Ain't no point of working.
Right.
I mean, I ain't gonna say there ain't no point of working.
Yeah.
But you can live
Yeah.
month to month with
Yeah.
your assets.
Probably can keep doing more videos.
More time for YouTube.
Yeah. And another valuable point, just because your income increases does not mean your expenses need to increase.
Right.
That's where
Good statement.
That's where people get messed up at.
You
Like,
need your expenses here and your income here. Don't
Yeah.
move your expenses because your income get higher. It don't go like this.
Yeah.
It go like this.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Exactly.
that's gonna change.
Yeah,
You
it
go
all
past it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't want
yeah.
that to happen.
If you was living cool with your $20 an hour, when you make $40 an hour, ain't nothing gonna change. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch what you spending on too, because a lot of things depreciate. You ever try to buy something, take it back, and it ain't even worth what you spent for it. That's a loss to me. I'm ticked off something like that. So
Yeah.
I really watch what I spend my money on. If I know if it, I gotta like it. One, I'm not really about impressing people, but if it's not making me money, I ain't messing with it. That's just me though.
And another thing is, don't keep up with society. Another thing to do
Stay in your lane.
is stay in your lane.
lane.
Buy what you like. It'll be cheaper just to buy what you like.
It's cheaper to be yourself.
Yeah. Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
It's way cheaper.
Because I do that a lot, and people will look at me and be like, oh, he's goofy. Look what he got on.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Right.